They're saying, it's front pages, a lot of the newspapers today saying we have to cut the amount of sugar that our children are eating down drastically.
And what we are eating as well.
Well, yes, we obviously have to lead by example, but they're particularly talking about children. And the campaign is to say, if you're going to let them have snacks in between meals, they've got to be, what, 100 calories or less?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think everyone would accept that we should be restricting the sugar intake of our children in food and sugary drinks as well. I mean, we've got 500,000 children under the age of 11 that are obese.
Is it 1 in 3 when they leave primary school?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
and of course
shocking.
it's getting worse. As the years go by, the obesity epidemic gets bigger and bigger. So obviously we need to do something with the children. And what they're saying that the 5 to 11-year-olds should be allowed 2 snacks a day, but no more than 100 calories each.
Per snack,
And when you look at you know, what children this age are eating, the average child eats about 400 biscuits a year, 100 packets.
I was never average.
Yeah,
well, 400, that's about 1 a day.
You know, Chris, we were talking, you know, I think this is a really good subject for, you know, our viewers. A lot of mums watching. The kids would have had loads of chocolate given to them, you know, over Christmas, and it's hard to not let them eat that. Then there's back to school, there's packed lunches, you know, and it creeps up on you, doesn't it? You start off with good intentions, and then suddenly it's easy to put a packet of Christmas
but that's
in a
not even counting
bar.
the fizzy drinks.
And the fizzy drinks. As a GP yourself, how did you deal when you're faced with a child who's overweight and obese? We're talking obese, not just a little bit overweight. It's like, how do you talk to that parent? Because ultimately the parents are responsible, aren't they?
Yeah.
How did you broach that?
It's actually very difficult. I mean, if you're looking at, say, an 11-year-old and you're going to be discussing their weight, their body image, they're coming into teenage years where they're very aware of their body image, and then there's the danger of maybe, you know, eating disorders creeping into that child's mind. It's got to be handled very, very carefully. I think just, you know, casually, you know, restricting their snacks to, you know, no more than 100 calories each, but also looking at a snack, you say, well, I'll give them 2/3 of a Mars bar rather than a full one. Well, look at the label as well. Has it got green or amber traffic lights on the label, because that tells you about salt and fat as well.
And do you recommend, so try and steer away from that and say if it's going to be a snack, make it fruit? Then you've got to start weaning them off processed sugar.
That's right. You know, fruit, yoghurt, crackers. Public Health England recommending rice cakes, malt loaf, lunchbox malt loaf for children. I've never come across.
Do you know, Chris, when we were young, having sweets was regarded as a huge treat. You might have got them on a Friday with your pocket money or that sort of thing. The problem is everything is so readily available now, and we've got to get back to some sort of perspective on this, haven't we?
That's right. They're readily available and they're in brightly coloured packs, you know.
And they've got their favourite cartoon characters on them a lot of the time. There's a lot of pressure from kids on parents when they're shopping, isn't there?
But the parents have to bring in some sort of, you know, mild discipline, you know, and letting them have their treats, but ideally not more than 2 per day of 100 calories.